Section 6. Chiang Kai-shek's defeat and its causes. Chiang Kai-shek's transition from a victor in the Northern Expedition to a loser in the Civil War is complex. Factors such as the power economic model, the unresolved agrarian issue, the expansion of bureaucratic capitalism, and hyperinflation weakened the foundation of the Kuomintang KMT rule. Chiang's failures in personnel management, overreliance on cronies, and exclusion of dissent further exacerbated the KMT's defeat. The economic mistakes of the KMT during its rule on the mainland are primarily reflected in the following aspects. Power economic model. Chiang Kai-shek pursued a power economic model, attempting to control the economy through centralization. This led to an economic direction that was neither purely capitalist nor market-driven but rather power-driven, where the success of private enterprises depended on collusion with officials. This model had a fatal long-term impact on China's economy. Unresolved agrarian issue. The KMT failed to properly address the agrarian issue, allowing the gap between the rich and the poor in China to widen, leading to backward rural economies and impoverished farmers. Expansion of bureaucratic capitalism. The KMT's power economic orientation led to the rapid expansion of bureaucratic capitalism, severely damaging national industry, commerce, and finance, causing the national economy to shrink significantly. Hyperinflation. The KMT government's economic policies led to hyperinflation, soaring prices, massive closures of industries and businesses, the bankruptcy of national industry and commerce, a decline in agricultural production, worsening farmers' lives, and a significant increase in urban unemployment, deteriorating the living conditions of the masses, decline of national industry and commerce. The monopoly of bureaucratic capital and hyperinflation led to the massive closure of national industries and commerce, a significant decline in agricultural production, and the near impossible survival of workers, urban residents. Economic plunder. After the victory in the anti-Japanese war, the KMT government encountered serious corruption during the takeover of occupied areas. Officials in charge of the takeover embezzled public property, turning it into private property, leading people to lament. We hoped for the central government, but when it came, we suffered even more. Accumulation of wealth by the four major families. During the 22 years of KMT rule in China, the four major families led by Chiang, Sung, Kung, and Chen amassed enormous wealth estimated at $10 to $20 billion. They arbitrarily controlled and squandered the people's hard-earned wealth. Signing of unequal treaties. In November 1946, the KMT government signed the Sino-American Treaty of Friendship, Commerce, and Navigation with the United States, the first new unequal treaty between China and the U.S. after the war, further deepening the Chinese people's disappointment with the KMT government. These corrupt practices severely damaged the KMT government's image and eroded popular support, being a significant reason for its eventual loss of the mainland. Chiang Kai-shek's over-interventionist management style and overly sensitive, self-respecting, and suspicious personality limited his political decision-making and military command abilities. His failures in personnel management significantly impacted the KMT's military and political situation. He excessively relied on political maneuvers, lacked broad-mindedness, and did not prioritize the cultivation and use of talent but instead favored those who were blindly obedient to him. Some typical personnel management failures include appointment of cronies. Chiang Kai-shek tended to appoint cronies and loyalists rather than those with actual abilities. Many of his cronies, though loyal, lacked practical military or administrative skills, leading to inefficacy in key positions. Exclusion of dissent. Chiang adopted a policy of excluding dissenters and those with differing opinions, resulting in the exclusion of many capable generals and officials from decision-making circles. For example, his strained relations with many excellent KMT generals and politicians such as Li Zongren and Bai Chongxi prevented full utilization of their talents. Lack of trust. Chiang lacked sufficient trust in his subordinates, often excessively interfering in their actions. This approach not only affected the motivation and initiative of the generals but also led to inefficiencies in decision-making and execution. Inappropriate appointments. In some critical battles, Chiang appointed unsuitable generals, leading to significant military failures. For instance, in the Battle of Shuzhou, Chiang chose the inept Liu Zi for a crucial command position, resulting in an unfavorable outcome. Over-reliance on intelligence agencies. Chiang heavily relied on intelligence agencies like the Bureau of Investigation and Statistics Military Statistics Bureau and the Central Bureau of Investigation and Statistics Central Statistics Bureau. Although these agencies played important roles in political struggles, their overextension and interference in government affairs led to internal corruption and inefficiency. Ignoring grassroots opinions, Chiang often ignored grassroots opinions in his decision-making, leading to many decisions being out of touch with reality and ineffective in implementation. For example, his lack of understanding of rural conditions resulted in ineffective responses to farmers' needs and land issues, affecting the KMT's rural base. These personnel management failures led to problems in various aspects of politics, military, and society, ultimately weakening the KMT's ruling foundation and accelerating its defeat. Liuzi Battle of Suzhou. In the Huaihai campaign known as the Battle of Suzhou to the KMT from late 1948 to early 1949, Chiang appointed Liu Zi as the commander-in-chief of the Suzhou Suppression General Headquarters. Liu's military command capabilities and determination were widely questioned. His indecisiveness and lack of decisive action on the battlefield led to the KMT army's defeat in this critical battle. This failure resulted in the near-total destruction of the KMT's military forces in East China, paving the way for the Communist Army's overall victory. Tang Enbo North China loss. In 1948, Chiang appointed Tang Enbo as the commander-in-chief of the North China Suppression General Headquarters, responsible for defending key cities like Beiping and Tianjin. However, Tang's command failures and misjudgments led to the swift capture of Tianjin by the Communist Army and the encirclement of Beiping, which eventually led to its peaceful liberation. Tang's failure not only resulted in the loss of North China but also accelerated the collapse of the KMT nationwide. Huzhongnan Northwest Battle. Huzhongnan was a trusted aide of Chiang but performed poorly on the Northwest battlefield. He was repeatedly defeated by the Communist Army in Shaanxi and failed to effectively curb the CCP's expansion in the Northwest. In particular, in the Northwest Campaign of 1947, who missed opportunities to eliminate the CCP's main forces, leading to a strategic reversal. Fu Zhuoi Pingjin Campaign. Fu Zhuoi served as the defense commander of Beiping during the Pingjin Campaign. Despite his bravery and significant contributions in battles such as capturing Zhangjiakou from the Communists, his strategic decisions were restricted due to Chiang's distrust and interference. Ultimately, Fu decided to negotiate peacefully with the CCP, resulting in the peaceful liberation of Beiping, which was a major setback for the KMT. Chen Cheng Shanghai Defense. In the 1949 Shanghai campaign, Chiang appointed Chen Cheng as the defense commander. Chen's performance in the campaign was criticized for poor command and decision-making, failing to organize effective defenses and allowing the Communist Army to quickly capture Shanghai. Chen's failure further undermined the KMT's ruling foundation. In stark contrast to these mediocre individuals placed in crucial positions and losing territories, many talented generals were marginalized, watching helplessly as the nation fell and lamenting the situation. Bai Chongxi, known as the Little Juge, held a significant position among military strategists of the Republic of China. His military talents are primarily reflected in the following aspects: strategic vision and use of tactics, by proposed strategies like combining guerrilla warfare with regular warfare and accumulating small victories to achieve great victories, using space to buy time during the anti-Japanese war. These strategies, adopted by Chiang, had a profound impact on the overall strategy against Japan. Command ability. During the Northern Expedition, Bai demonstrated outstanding command ability, especially in the Battle of Longtan, where he decisively defeated Sun Chuanfang, virtually annihilating the opponent's forces, marking a decisive victory in the Northern Expedition. Contributions to military education. Bai not only excelled on the battlefield but also contributed to military education. In 1941, he authored the outline of guerrilla warfare, further solidifying his reputation as the Little Juge. Contributions during the anti-Japanese war. Bai served as Deputy Chief of Staff of the Military Affairs Commission and Minister of Military Training, playing a significant role in formulating strategic plans against Japan and participating in campaign command. In the Battle of Tairzhuang, Bai successfully employed combined tactics of positional warfare, guerrilla warfare, and mobile warfare, defeating Japan's Sakamoto and Isogoi divisions. This victory shattered the myth of the Japanese army's invincibility and greatly boosted Chinese morale. Performance during the Civil War. Despite many KMT generals facing defeat during the Civil War, Bai's performance was still commendable. For instance, in the Battle of Saiping, he participated in the command, which was one of the rare defeats of Lin Biao. Military reforms. As the Minister of National Defense, Bai promoted military reforms. In 1946, he led the establishment of the Joint Logistics Command, reorganizing the logistics and supply systems, enhancing the logistic support capabilities of the National Army. Despite his talents, due to factional conflicts and strategic differences with Chiang, Bai was not fully utilized. He once suggested withdrawing to the southwest to preserve strength and continue the resistance, but was not adopted by Chiang, leading to Bai's marginalization.